What's up, guys? Hope you are all doing well and your weeks are going great so far. Just wanted to do a check-in. Now you can expect these every week. The last few weeks have been kind of hectic, being gone in some different ways. And so now that I have a good list, I have a good rhythm, you can expect these every week just as an update. And then also with this newsletter that I'm sending out in the email. So a few things. One, and I loved this last week, especially getting to just watch the students fill out those spiritual gifts assessments. Just watching how they were so into it. It was so quiet. And so it was really cool. And I appreciate you guys just kind of jumping in and helping, and even some of you taking it yourself. I loved getting those and getting to possibly have some conversations to better utilize the gifts that you guys have and stuff. So that was awesome. Looking ahead, this Sunday we are taking a look at Romans 13, specifically what it means for our Christ-like submission to reflect the light of the gospel in the world we live in. So that's always a good message, especially for students, what it means to submit, and how that has kind of been twisted into a negative thing. But really, when we look at it in light of Christ, it is the most beautiful thing as he submits to the Father. So we have that. And then again, I'm just so sorry for the confusion, for the just back and forth. I know it's been a pretty hectic few weeks, and so I appreciate your patience and your grace with me as I'm getting plugged in here. And so I'm excited to build in rhythms. And so Julia and I kind of got together and looked at what a week-to-week schedule should be, and so kind of refined that a little bit. And so we as a volunteer team are going to meet together at 6 p.m. Students will grab food, and as they're sitting and eating, they got about 20 minutes to eat. And so we are going to huddle up, we're going to take a glance at the night and pray together, and then go off and do our thing. And so I'm really excited to do that. So 6 p.m. I know that 5 was a little hard to get there. I understand that, but 6 p.m. Be ready and take a quick, 5 to 10 minutes and look at the night. If you have any people that you've been in conversation with about wanting to serve in student ministry, or any way to help serve, that would be amazing. We do need some more volunteers. I'm praying that God would supply those. We're never going to freak out, and we're never going to be white-knuckled and try and do it ourselves, but we're going to trust God and pray that he would bring the right people at the right time. And so if you might know anyone that might be interested, especially any of you students, especially real life students, please connect them to me, and I'd love to just have a conversation with them and then see what it would look like to get them plugged in. And then lastly, just some events. October 26th, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, it is our fall party. We're going to have nacho bar. I think usually we've done costumes. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but that should be some fun. And then part of this whole calendar thing is I'm trying to figure out what God wants to do here. I'm trying to be intentional. And so there's a few different things, so this might be a longer video, but trying to pray and figure out how God wants us to support students throughout the week a little better. I've just been praying and observing, and I'm sensing there's a lot going on Sunday. And part of that is a good thing, so that students who are in sports and different things can make it. But I also, as someone who just had a kid, and parents and volunteers who go to church and then go home for just a little bit and then try and come back and then are home late and then they have a full week, it's just a lot in one day. And so I've just been processing and praying and having conversations with the leadership team about what it looks like to better support our students throughout the week and create more space for our parents and volunteers to support this ministry as well. And so that's going to look like possibly shifting the night that we meet from a Sunday night to a Wednesday night. I know that seems like a really big shift, but I really feel like that's something that God might be calling us to do. And so the way that we're going to approach that right now is our Sunday following Thanksgiving, the end of November, we are not going to meet. So November 30th is a Sunday. There is no Velocity meeting, but we are going to shift that back a few days to Wednesday night, December 3rd, and we are going to meet that night and see how that goes. And then the Christmas party is going to be the next week on Wednesday, and that'll be our last meeting of the fall semester, which is kind of crazy that that's in like 2 months already. So be on the lookout for that. I'll continue to communicate that, but I'm just praying, I'm discerning, I'm trying to figure out how we as Trinity Fellowship and Trinity Youth can better support our students throughout the week. And I think that's going to be a key piece to that. And then also, this is the last thing, I hope you stayed and listened to this, small groups. We've been having some leaders have to stay home or fall break or these different things, which is fine. I don't expect complete, full, perfect attendance, and I know it can be hard. So again, I want to be intentional. I don't just want to take something that has always been and just let it run, because that's not how I like to do things. I really want to be intentional with our students, with you guys. And so what we're going to do right now is we are going to look at what it means for this semester. We're going to revisit this and refocus small groups, but for the rest of this semester to be intentional and to utilize the people that we have right now, to utilize you guys. We are going to do, I hate using the word optional, but we're going to do optional small groups. Maybe a better way to phrase that would be intentional groups. And so following the message, we're most likely going to do one more worship song, and then we're going to split off. And so we're going to have one guys group. And so the leaders for that are going to be myself and most likely Caleb Kaiser. And if he's not available or doesn't want to, we can work around that. But myself and one other guy to kind of take the guys that choose to have conversation. We're going to encourage any students that are on the student leadership team or the worship team that they have to be involved in that, just because to be a part of the leadership team, it means a little bit more commitment. And then any other students outside of that. And then for females, what we're going to do is our high school gals that choose to be intentional in group time. Our main leader is going to be Katie Hayner, and then my wife Mackenzie is going to step in and just kind of be a co-leader in there to support. And then for our middle school gals, because we'll have two groups for intentional groups with females, the middle school main leader is going to be Kayla Cook, and then Rebecca Herndon's just going to be the to just kind of support and be there as a helping presence. And then all of our other volunteers, any of you guys that feel like you're missing out, or you signed up to be a small group leader, or you're being unutilized, first of all, I'd love to have a conversation with you. But second, it's not because of you. It's because of our lack of leaders. It's because of wanting to be more intentional and just who I felt like we needed to utilize in this season. And so we'll have some more conversations. We'll figure it all out. But that's what small group time is going to look like after the message for the next few weeks. So I appreciate you guys serving. I appreciate you guys stepping into the gifts that God has given you. And I would not be able to do this without you. So thank you so much. And I will see you guys Sunday, 6 p.m. huddle. Thanks.